Okay, babes, we are here with the fabulous Morgan. You already know her. I don't even have to say her last name because you know who I'm talking about. Girl, welcome to the Beauty Pro Podcast.
Thank you so much. You're so sweet. I'm
Thank
so excited
you.
to be chatting with you today.
Thanks. So, in case nobody knows, which I highly doubt, but can you just tell everybody who you are, and how you are Instagram famous?
Oh, I'm definitely not. But my name is
Are.
Morgan Thomas. I better known as probably Jade Beauty Co. No one like knows what my actual name is. It is confusing. So I'll go by whatever you call me. But yeah, Jade Beauty Co. is my Instagram handle, and I am a hairstylist of 20 years, which is hard to believe, except for my back hurts all the time. But hairstylist of 20 years, and I live in the Chicago burbs, and I love everything hair and hair education and editorial and all the things. So I'm excited.
So, how did you come up with Jade
You know,
Beauty?
again, I created my Instagram before like I started making videos. And so I
Yeah.
was just like, oh, that's my business name is Jade Beauty Co. I was combining my son, Caden and Jordan, their name together and created Jade. And yeah, I didn't think I would start being called Jade, but it's fine. I again, it was my mistake, you know? And now I feel like it's too late to change the
It's too
Instagram handle.
late. To,
It's just
I
it's
feel
fine.
like people, even just by introducing you by your birth name,
Yeah.
Morgan, people are gonna be
Yeah.
like, wait, who is what? Who is
Who?
that?
And then when I got the blue check on Instagram, you have to put your full name. And actually my full name is Kathryn. So now people call me Kathryn, Jade, and Morgan. It's very confusing and I look like I'm like trying to hide from the police or something. But I'll answer to anything. I'm at that age where you're just like, call me whatever. It's fine, you know?
Yeah, I love that. I love that. Okay, so if you guys are watching on the YouTube channel, we have a mannequin in the background.
Yes, always.
So what's tell everybody about what's going on there. What is happening here? Like we love all things
Yeah.
beauty. So
Yeah,
I do believe it is beauty related and we got
it
some
is.
ideas. So
I
what's going
yeah.
on?
I initially bought her because I made a dress out of hair. And so I needed like a what do they call them? A
A
mannequin, I
mod
guess a
mod.
mannequin. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. A body form. And so now she just lives in my closet because I don't know where else in my house to put her. And my closet is also my office. So, it's just worth all things in here. This is my
I love
only
it.
space in my house that I get to have girly things because I live with all boys. So.
Oh, this is great. I
Yeah.
actually love that idea. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so tell everybody, all right,
Mhm.
what started this these videos? Like I crack up so
So,
hard. So like what started this and what has kept you going?
what started it was during COVID. I was like, oh, like I'm bored. I'm a theater kid,
Love it.
obviously.
Love
So
it. Me
I was
too.
like, I need an outlet for this
Yeah.
energy. And my parents are like, yes, absolutely. So, yeah, I just started making videos and then I was kind of doing the voiceover thing like everyone was doing. And then I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna start creating my own concepts, use my voice, write my own little scripts here. And it was really fun. It started out just like truly doing it for fun. And then I started doing it more because people were like, I love this. This makes my day. And I love just like sharing laughter. Um, and now I do it for brands also, but I still do a lot of it just for fun because I'm like, it is fun. We gotta laugh because there's a lot to cry about these days. And laughter to me is what makes the world go round. So, yeah.
I love that. Do your clients see these? Of course.
They do. I mean, I don't really share with my clients
No.
like what my Instagram is or that I'm on Instagram, but a couple of my clients have of course like found me there. And so yeah, they're like, I don't get any of it, but it's funny. Yeah, because that's for hairstylists, right? So like
Yeah.
they're like, I don't,
Yeah.
yeah, it's great, so.
They're like, okay,
My
that's so
favorite is
nice.
when I'll get like new clients and they're like, "Oh, I found you on Instagram." And I'm like, "Oh, shoot. Okay. So I can cut the whole like professionalism act right now then."
Right. That
Basically.
is so funny. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's get to it. What has been your biggest struggle? Whether professionally or personally or both, it doesn't matter. What is that thing?
I think my biggest issue, my biggest struggle professionally has been imposter syndrome for
Mm,
sure. Like, and being my own worst critic and beating myself up and feeling this need to like always do everything perfectly. And that's not life, first of all, but it's also not a reality in our industry. And
mhm.
social media doesn't help that either, right? You see people and you're like, oh my gosh, why doesn't my balayage look like hers or whatever? And it's all just like through whatever lens you're looking through. And I'm definitely my own worst critic and I'm very hard on myself. And I think that hasn't gotten easier with social media for sure. And it hasn't gotten easier with age. I'm almost harder on myself and more fearful of like failure now than I was. I look at my 20-year-old self and I'm like, she was just willing to go for it. It's almost like when you have nothing to lose, you're just braver in a sense.
Mm, hmm.
I think that's my biggest thing. I create a lot of my own stress in my professional life, but definitely trying to be better with that and balance. Like I'm not good with balance. I've never been good with balance. So no shocker that I'm 20 years in and I'm still haven't figured out how to balance my work life situation. But I just kind of try to take it in stride. I'm lucky I've got a really good support system. My husband's
Yeah.
amazing. My kids are great. Um, and you just do the best that you can, I guess.
Mm. Which that leads to that work-life balance
Yeah,
conversation. Like we all want it,
we all want it.
but how do you feel about that? Like what is
I
your
feel
belief
like it
around that?
doesn't exist. That's me. I know there's so many
Okay.
conversations that are like, you can have balance, you just have to create it. And maybe I don't have the personality to figure that out, but I have never had balance. I don't know how that works. Like I really don't because I feel like it's just one of those things that
Hmm.
if you're pouring into one cup, the other cup gets empty and the other's full. It's just hard to do it all. And I definitely struggle with that. And I think when you're really trying really hard to achieve certain goals, that's going to fill all your time. It almost
Mm.
has to in a lot of ways. I know like so many people are like, "Oh my gosh, that's such a toxic thing to say," but that's how I feel.
No, it's
I
fine.
mean, you know.
It reminds me of Devil Wears Prada. Like I
Yes.
tell everybody to watch this movie. You will
Well,
understand
yeah,
beauty and Barber pros so much better, even though it's fashion.
sure. Yeah. But it's
But
the same
like
thing.
it's
Yeah.
the same thing, right? Okay. So like how does okay, but like it the same way that it is in the movie, right? Like she was so successful professionally, but then her
Yeah.
personal life
Personal
was
life.
kind of
Yeah.
crumbling. How do you and your hubby like keep your shit together with all
Yeah, I
of
mean,
this,
I
you
I
know?
won't lie. I would be lying if I was like, "Oh, we're so good at it." And we just always vibe.
Yeah.
It's hard. It's hard on relationships. Luckily, he's kind of has the same mindset that I do. So
Okay.
he's a big go-getter too. And we just again do the best we can. And sometimes we're like ships in the night because, we're
Hmm.
both really busy. We're both entrepreneurs. Um, but ultimately, too, what has helped, and this sounds crazy, but we've started intermeshing our businesses as much as we can. So we do a lot of projects together. He does videography. And so he is now doing a lot of my content, doing a lot of my editing. And It's great. Like we've done a few trips together for work, and that's been really like kind of great because you're like, oh, I'm kind of like doing both things. I'm getting to spend time with my husband and like vacationing, so to speak, but also working together and getting the job done. So that's honestly been amazing. I didn't know that, we would be able to do that. And then I help on his end with his business where I can. So yeah, I mean, we spend a lot of time together. And my personal life, like with friends and stuff, that is ceased to exist sometimes. But then there's other seasons where that's what I'm doing and I'm not on the road and I have more balance. But right now I'm in a heavy, heavy travel season and yeah, I have no balance at all.
You're like,
So
and it's totally cool.
I
It's great.
mean,
I love it.
I'm to be fully transparent, it just like it does not balance does not exist in my life right at this moment. But I really prioritize the biggest things that are important to me, right? Which is obviously my job and my career, and I have to do what I have to do, but also my kids and my spouse. So I don't do a lot outside of that. I'm either at work or I'm
Mhm.
at home. And that's just where I spend my time right now. And that's what works for me. And I wouldn't want it any other way, honestly. Like I
Yeah.
don't have time for a lot else, but I connect with my friends in other ways. So
Yeah. I like that. I really do. And I feel like a lot of us need to hear more of that.
yeah.
Like it's okay to love both spaces and to be there and like be
Yes.
cool about it. Like it's fine.
I went through a very big period of time where I thought I was being a selfish mom and wife to say that my career was a priority, right? I think as women, a lot of us are made to feel that way. Like, no, 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 your priority has to be at home. And while it is, I can have an equal priority to my career, and that's okay. And
Mhm.
it's been a good I think it's really good to show my kids too
Yeah.
that women can do all the things. Um, so we're a very pro woman household. My husband's so supportive of all the things that I've accomplished. But, he really drives home to our boys, like, look at what mom can do. So, I, you know, again, you just have to do the best that you can with whatever that may look like for you. And I'm not knocking.
Mm-mm.
I loved the time that I had at home because I did. I slowed down a ton when my kids were really little.
Mhm.
And then they're older now. So now it's time to like, explore what I need to do too before again, I can't walk anymore.
I know. I know. Like other people worry about like finances, and we do too, but like our
Totally. Of
industry,
course.
we're like, no, my arms and my legs before they give
Right.
out, we got
Yeah.
to get this going.
When people are like, oh, the retirement age is like going up to 70. I'm like, I'm lucky to see 45. Okay. Like, let's keep it real. Right.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
So okay, what has been what's the definition of success for you?
Oh, I love this question because I'm going to be honest. I don't know. Every time that I like achieve a goal, I'm like, this is going to be my level of success. I'm like, no, 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 I got to do this first. You know what I mean? So
Okay.
I feel like for me, it's ever evolving. Um,
Mm.
I'm someone that very much loves goals. I love number goals. I love opportunity goals. But then the perfectionist in me is like, no, 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 I can do better. I can do better than that. I can achieve something next. So I think ultimately, like if I'm on my deathbed, right, and thinking what does success look like? Success to me is loving what you do, which I have been so fortunate for 20 years to do that. Like of course, there's days that it's work, right? Like we're
Hmm.
not robots. There's days where you're like, I don't want to go to the salon. I don't want to do anyone's hair today. But as a whole, I feel so lucky that I get to do something that I'm so passionate about, that I love so much and get paid handsomely for.
Mm.
So I think that's the true meaning of success. Like when I die, I can say I died a successful woman because I loved what I did.
Mm.
Because I grew up in a family where my dad, bless his heart, but he still hates his job and he's been doing the same job for I don't know 40 some years. And I think, gosh, the amount of time we spend in our career, and if you hate it day in and day out, no matter how much money it pays you, that's not worth it to me.
Mm-mm.
So I feel lucky, like that's the ultimate success. So I've already achieved that. But I think ultimately, it's just growing and connecting with people. That's what I love about our industry. Like, now I get to connect with so many other stylists, not just clients, but so many other stylists, and being able to kind of now be in education and have people say like, "Oh, you've inspired me to do this or this." Like that is the ultimate success. So,
Mm,
yeah, I feel just so honestly so lucky to do what we do. Is just we're in the best industry, truly.
truly. What's a big failure in your life?
Oh gosh, I mean, a lot, right? Like I think if we're being honest, like there's a
Yes.
lot of things. Like I think I failed a lot of my financial goals because
Mm,
I think what we don't talk about in this industry is I've become an overspender at age 19 because right, I got into the industry at 19 and was making way more money than a 19-year-old should be making, right?
mm,
So I started bad habits then. Oh, I'm going to go on trips. I'm going to buy purses. I'm going to do whatever. And I bought my first home at 22. Again, not normal, but had the money to do it.
mhm,
And then from there, I was just like, and I'm almost 40 and I'm still an overspender because it's like when you're in an industry that you can make thousands of dollars a day, you're like,
mhm,
oh, no big deal. I'll buy this. I'll do this because tomorrow I'm going to make it all back.
mm.
And that's been my mindset for too long, right?
Okay.
I
Yeah.
mean, thank God I've got a husband who can also make the difference. But
Yeah.
truly, I think that's something in our industry we don't really talk about because
Yeah.
we're making good money and usually at a young age. And so bad habits can start. And it has really tweaked my mindset on money in a lot of ways because of the fact that you can like make it back so quickly when really I
Hmm.
should have been saving all along. But
Yeah.
you know, I
Well,
like,
I am comforted that you just said that because I was literally just thinking that the other day and how, pre-COVID, I was much more like, "Oh, it's fine.
yeah,
We'll just go
yeah,
to work. It's gonna be cool. And I'll always have a job and it's gonna be
yeah,
fine. And I can just buy whatever this
right.
is and post-COVID, I am like, you know what? I should probably
Good
go
for
to the
you.
store and make my own.
Good
I
for
should
you
make
because
my
I
own
never
coffee.
got out of those habits. I'm like, DoorDash, yes, please. Thank you.
We're way more money conscious. At least maybe some of us.
Yeah, I mean, I need to get on that track because yeah, but it has. This industry has totally warped my
Yeah.
outlook on money for sure.
Okay. So then, okay, what's your favorite insult that you've ever gotten
Oh.
that you just like, mm, go.
So I get this one a lot. It's your voice is really annoying. Um whatever. I'm like, okay, I'm sorry. But what's funny about that is I in high school they had like, do you remember like in high school they'd be like most likely to do whatever,
Yeah.
those little things. Well, I was voted most annoying voice, which I was like, that's not a category, but okay. So yes, I already had a chip on my shoulder about my annoying voice, but that I get that comment now. But then for a while there was a reel of mine that went like very viral. And so people were recreating that reel using my voice. So my voice became a trending audio on Instagram. So I'm like, oh, who's the annoying voice now? But yeah, that's probably my favorite one because I'm just like, oh, get in line. You know what I mean? Like
Oh
somebody
my
tell
God.
me.
But I'm okay, like I'm listening to you and I'm like, I need to play this back later because I want to try to talk like her. Like that's what's
You're
going
so
through my mind. I'm
And it's
serious. Like,
always like a disgruntled man, too. It's never like another woman that says it. It's always a man. And you're like, sir, first of all, how did you end up here? How did I get on your algorithm? Secondly, like you're now going to see a lot more of my face and hear a lot more of my voice because the algorithm thinks you like me, just by engaging. So
wow.
mistakes on you, bud. But yeah,
That
I
is
don't
funny.
know. I don't get as much hate as I used to when I first started doing funny videos. It was like, wild. I actually did like a little series where I would respond to the like hate comments with like a funny rebuttal. And yeah, I don't get it as much, but a couple of weeks ago I did a reel that anytime they hit 1 million, you're gonna get spammy comments. And I had all these women that it was women this time that were definitely of like the Facebook generation, you know what I'm
Mm,
saying?
mm-hmm. Yeah.
That were like, this is so unprofessional. And it's like, well, that's why it's a joke, babe. Like, Nancy, relax. So that was funny, but yeah, I just take it in stride because you're just like, you have too much time in your hand if like my videos are offending you. There's a lot to be offended about right now. This ain't it, babes.
This
But
is
you
not it. Like, not even close.
know, so you gotta love it, you know?
Wow. Okay, what advice would you give to these Gen Zers and even the next
Mm,
one after them that are like, yeah, I want to be an influencer when I grow up. And you're like, okay.
yeah.
What do you advise them?
Don't. No, I'm kidding. I love it, but the Gen Zers and Alpha generation Alpha, what is it?
I
Alpha.
think it's alpha. I'm so
I have one of
confused.
each. I have a Gen Z child and an Alpha child.
Okay.
Um, again, they all want to be YouTubers and whatever. But even the hairstylists though, I will say, like if we're speaking directly to the industry,
Mm-hmm.
Gen Z stylists, I love you guys so much. However, I want you to be realistic in what it takes in this industry. Okay. I know that social media makes it look like you just get overnight success, but I guarantee anyone that you're idolizing that has, quote, overnight success has worked their tail off and heard no 1 million times. I'm seeing this trend lately that's like very much like, well, I want it, so give it to me. And I'm like, oof, that's not how it works. But I think there's this very like instant gratification that we're in right now. And especially when you see stuff online, you don't know the background of how long it took them to get there. But there's a lot of that. And I'm like, what's happening? I don't know. It's
Mm-hmm.
just like, not to knock what they do because the talent coming out of this new generation is outstanding, right? And I
Mm-hmm.
I think for a variety of reasons. I think they've been exposed to more education early on. I think there's a lot of things, right? But they don't know how to assist. Like I found this that there's a lot of like fundamental pieces missing. And because I hire assistants and I hire young people and I'm just like, what's going on? So that's kind of hard to see because I contribute the longevity of my career to those foundational building blocks,
Yes.
assisting, shadowing, kind of doing the quote grunt work. And I'm not saying, oh, do your time and fold the towels, but gosh, folding the towels really taught me that I wanted to move up. You know what I mean? So,
Yes. Yes,
uh,
that's been a thing in my salon too. Nobody wants to fold the freaking towels. Well, then
like,
maybe
can
we
you
should
rip the
just,
foils? Can you? Yeah. I
right.
mean, it's frustrating just because I'm like it made me a better stylist and I
Mhm.
know that there's this like, oh, that's toxic. Do your time is toxic. But I'm like, gosh, I can only say that I'm 20 years in because I did my time, because I had those years where I was shadowing and absorbing everything from senior stylists. So just don't take that lightly. This move of so many girls and guys going from beauty school right into a suite. I'm like, well, where do you learn the business aspect? Where do you learn the customer service aspect? Where do you learn the professionalism if you don't have that? So, I mean, again, I'm very much like do what works for you, but I think to stay in this long term, those first couple of years are so crucial. So,
How long do you think those couple years are? Is it two? Is it five? Is it 7?
2 to 3, where you're just like kind of like, really putting in that time. And granted, I know everyone can't financially be an assistant or go through a training program. And I had luckily the financial backing of my parents when I was young in the industry, so they could help me. But I mean, I do think those first 2 to 3 years, just really absorb everything you can. Don't rush your goals. I see a lot of that so much too. It's like, rushing is not going to help you learn, So
Mm.
that's just I sound like a crotchety old lady, but
No,
that's true,
no, not
you
at
know?
all. Yeah, no, I appreciate that because there's a time and place to be like freaking hilarious and
Yeah.
funny, and then there's a time to be like, okay, wait, the reason why I'm so freaking funny is because of this, you know?
Yeah.
How do you like communicate
Hmm.
with this particular group, the alphas and the Gen Zers? Like with for example, the towels are a great thing. Like
Yeah.
you guys, it sucks, we know, but it's actually good for you because it doesn't really. When I fold towels, I get a lot of mental work done. Do you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like I think
Yeah.
about. So like, how do we motivate this group to do better?
That's a great
With
question. I ask myself that every
okay,
day. Yeah, no, I
like
mean, I had an incident like yesterday that it was like for lack of yeah, that a young group was kind of like "Rah, rah, rah." And I was like, ladies, like you're just seeing the end, right? You're not seeing everything that came before that. Like
mm,
there's steps that we all have to take in our career, and that's okay. It's okay. Don't like I don't know if they put pressure on themselves or they just see stuff and they want it. Because I do think there's a little of that where
yeah,
it's like, I see it, I want it.
yeah,
I mean, even with my own kids, I'm like, you guys, you want this, but you didn't know how many hours mom and dad had to work to get it or whatever, right? It's almost like that sometimes. I'm like, you guys, do you know what it takes to get there? Just because someone makes it look easy doesn't mean it's easy.
that's true.
And I think in some ways we've almost like with social media done a disservice that we make
Mm.
things look too easy or something. I don't know.
Oh, that's
I don't
good
know.
insight.
I'm always trying to figure out though, like how to better communicate because sometimes again, being 40 years old in this industry, when you're working sometimes alongside 20-year-olds, you have to figure out how to best communicate because I remember hearing like the older stylists and being like, okay, old lady, whatever. You know what I mean? So,
Mhm. Mhm.
but also not to like, I do feel like as millennials, we've just had to like always work really hard.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's just something that like wasn't super instilled. Not everyone. Gosh, I'm making it
No.
seem like as a generation
No.
we're just lazy bums. But like I run into that a lot now and I'm just like, what's going on? You know?
Yeah. Yeah. No, I was kind of running away from it for a long time too, but now it's just kind of like hitting us in the face. And you mentioned something really interesting. Yeah, like millennials, we were the generation in between all
Yeah.
this technology and
Sure.
not having it. Like
Yeah.
it
And
was the
then
best
once we
of times.
got it, it came so fast. Like
Yeah.
we have lived through like VHS, DVDs, Blu-rays, streaming.
Mm,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? Like the technology went
Yeah.
from 0 to 60 so fast.
Yeah.
And then I think too, like on a financial aspect, we've had to work a lot harder, right? Like
Hmm.
we couldn't buy our homes for $45 at, a certain interest rate. We've had to work for that. So I don't know. I mean, I guess every generation feels this way, but
I
I feel like the
know.
millennial hairstylist is like we all have back problems and like anxiety and all the things, you know? So it's funny.
Yeah. It's just our moment. It's cool.
Yeah.
It's fine. So what do you think we should be working on as an industry?
I think collaboration, and I see a lot more of that, which
Ooh,
I'm loving.
yeah.
But it's like we have got to just like find a way to all be friends. And not, I don't mean it like,
Mm.
oh, let's kumbaya, but like
Mm-hmm.
I see a lot of like back and forth in the industry, like this is right, this is wrong, this is, and I'm just like,
Right.
how can we just like change the narrative to like do you, boo? You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
Like,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
let's support each other as an industry, no matter if how someone else does it looks different than you. Because what has happened is then it takes the power away from us as an industry, and it gives the power to clients or non-beauty professionals to judge us harder, or
Mm,
to say, oh, look, they're overcharging, they're unprofessional, they're this and that. So I think we just need to stop the like pointing, and after I've just like complained about Gen Z stylists, but you know what I'm saying? Like I wouldn't do that
yeah.
online necessarily, but um I do think we just have to like clean it up a bit, because truthfully, I love an empowered hairstylist more than
Mm,
anything. Love an empowered hairstylist. However, I think online we took that a little bit too far, to where then it became like client shaming. It became
yeah.
this like kind of gross like
Yes.
narrative. And I'm
Yes.
like, we now look like selfish pigs, and we're forgetting that we're a service industry. And I
Yes.
know a lot of people are like, oh, well, just because we're in the service industry doesn't mean we have to be like walked all over. And that's absolutely true.
Right.
You don't have to be a service provider and be walked all over. However, we're there to provide a service. And I think that's missing.
Mm.
Customer service has kind of been missing in our industry for a while. And I think we need to get back to that too.
So I have always been a nerd, okay?
Yeah,
And
love it.
I remember learning that doctors and lawyers are actually public servants,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
And then in the beauty industry, we were right there in the queen's chambers doing her hair, getting her
Right.
clothes out, that kind of thing.
Right.
So, do you feel like the like I don't want to bring this up, but I'm gonna all the
Yeah.
political stuff on the outside of the salon, do you feel like that those world events are affecting our clients and are affecting how we show up and communicate and serve others?
1,000%. 1,000%. I feel like, I mean, I know I come to work with a heavy heart a lot.
Hmm.
I know my clients sit in my chair with a heavy heart. I mean, we've
Hmm.
cried together. There's a lot to feel right now.
Yeah.
And I think what that has done in my business
Hmm.
is I feel like there's some days I leave and I'm so emotionally exhausted, because right, we're in this industry of a constant energy exchange,
Hmm.
but my clients and I feel very much aligned on how sad we're feeling right now. And
Yeah.
so it's this day in and day out, like kind of cry fest in a way. And that can be really exhausting on us as service providers. Cause I'm not someone that's like, don't talk to me about it in my chair.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, unless you disagree with me. No, I'm kidding. But like,
We talk about other things.
yeah, right. Then
Yeah.
I'll just skip on past that. But I mean,
Yeah.
truthfully, like I let my clients come in and
Right.
say how sad they are.
Yeah.
Um, and we commiserate together on things. But
Hmm.
that is exhausting too.
Hmm.
And but I think clients need it. You know what I mean? I think my clients are even more appreciative of me because they can come in and cry. They can come in and let their feelings out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. And that, I mean, that's important for us,
it
right? To
is.
like
It
let them
is
express themselves.
for
What
sure.
about there's a good point too. What about the ones who don't agree with us? How do we
Yeah.
still let them like vent, but
Hmm.
like hold our own and like not take it so personal, you know?
I'm
It's
not good at
hard.
that.
It's hard. It's
I'm
hard.
not good at that. Because I'm going to be honest. I think we're in a different time where
Hmm.
opinions are bigger.
Hmm.
So I don't know. I guess I think because we all feel very personally about our opinions,
Hmm.
that is hard. I think the biggest thing when we disagree with people is I just change the subject. It doesn't happen for me very often.
Hmm.
I think we kind of attract a lot of clients who just kind of have the same hearts and souls as
Yeah.
us.
Yeah.
So um but if it ever has came up, I'm like, oh, okay, so what are you doing this weekend?
You're
And
right.
I try to move on, honestly for me, because
Right.
I don't know what to say in those
Hmm.
instances. So
Hmm.
it's tough. I think we're in a tough spot right now.
Yeah.
I think the biggest thing is for people to do what they have to do for their heart and their mental, I mean, that can affect business. And sometimes if you have to let someone go, it may be better for them. It may be better for you. I just think everyone has to focus on what's good for them right now, but
Yeah.
also keeping in mind that we are there to provide a service. So sometimes just because you provide a service doesn't mean that you have to get into a conversation you don't want to.
Right. And you don't have to be rude about it either.
You don't have to be rude about it. No, like that's where
No.
it's just like, oh, so what's for dinner? You know,
Right.
like
Right.
move on. I will
Right.
ignore if I
Just
hear
go.
something that is wildly offensive. I'm not gonna like check you in my chair, but I'll just move on, you know?
Right. Right. Right.
Yeah.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
Okay. So then, okay, I mean, I usually have a list of questions and I was like, I'm gonna
Yeah.
wing this today
I
with Miss
love it.
Morgan.
I
So
love it.
okay, so with all of these like life lessons that we learn it in like inevitably because this is just we are serving
Yeah.
people. We're literally
Yeah.
serving others.
Yeah.
So what does what is leading with a servant's heart?
Yeah.
What does that look like and feel like for you?
I think it's like not having an ego for sure. Like checking your ego at the door. When I decided to become an educator,
Mm.
I knew I had to come in with a service mindset. I am there to serve other hairstylists, to inspire them, to give them my knowledge, not to gatekeep a single thing, but also I am not there to show off. This is
Mm.
not for me to have all these like humble brags. This is because as an educator, you know that there's not a lot glamorous about it. Like, don't get into it for the glitz and glam. I love what I do, and I'm so grateful I get to do it. But don't go into it with an ego mindset that's not going to connect with anyone, right? Like, if
Hmm.
you meet someone, I've been to classes where it's been very ego driven. I'm like, I stop listening. You know what I mean? Because I'm like,
Mm.
was I here to rub your back and stroke your ego, or were you here to serve me and teach me something essentially? And so I really went in with a mindset, whether I'm leading a team or I'm educating, with no ego and just there to serve and there to help people. And that's how I try to operate in my chair too, because talent will get you so far, but personality and connection and networking is really where it's at. I think
Mm.
my clients like what I do to their hair, but I think they also like me as a person, so that
Right.
helps. You know what I mean?
Yes. Yes. And not to go back to like the generational thing, but I
Yeah.
have seen because we go to all the hair shows, we just inevitably see these trends. And I
Yeah.
have seen the younger people, the stylists and the artists who have been doing this for 5 years or less.
Mhm.
They're like, yeah, no, I went to this class and 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 I spent like 2 minutes in each because they're all trying to sell me something.
Mm.
And I'm just like, I don't need anything. And I'm not going to any more hair shows because I'm not going to be sold. What do you do with that?
Mm.
Because we know, being in this a long time, that's
Yeah.
where you go. That's where you're gonna learn. You're gonna be
Yeah.
sold. But like, don't buy it. But anyway,
Yeah. I mean, I think, I'm in the trade show arena. So,
yeah.
yes, you're usually there with a brand, right? The
Mhm.
whole goal of a trade show is sales.
Right.
However, I had at every trade show I've done, our focus in the education classrooms at least is obviously you're there to talk about your brand and products and whatever, but giving real life, like we did a panel at Premier Orlando, and it was nothing about product. It was all about all of our experiences in the industry because our artistic team is very different and our paths have been very different. And so I think find artists that you align with and that you admire. Because yeah, that's just the name of the game when it comes to a trade show, is everyone is there affiliated with a brand. There's going to be some sort of salesy stuff. But take what you can from it because I've learned tons of stuff at trade show education. But yeah, find brands that you align with, find artists that you align with, and yeah, don't listen to the sales portion.
Right.
You know,
Exactly.
there's
Exactly.
a lot of good. I mean, I'm sure there's certain classrooms that it's like all about sales.
Hmm.
But I think a lot of the trade show education is really beneficial and very business oriented too,
Hmm.
not just technique oriented. So I don't sleep on trade show education. Now, if you want to avoid the trade show floor, absolutely. Like that is
Hmm.
a flea market essentially, right? Like that's all about sales. But the classrooms are great. Yeah.
Exactly. Exactly. Thank you. It needed to be said in your fabulous voice.
Oh,
So,
thank you. Thank you.
yes. Okay. So, I mean, time is going, but again, being in this industry for so long, we've seen a lot. What has been the life lesson that you have learned being in this industry
Yeah.
that you wish these lawyers, these doctors, these politicians, what is
Mhm.
it that lesson that you wish they would just get?
Yeah. I think something my dad always taught me was work hard and be kind to people.
Mhm.
And that's something I've really, really tried very hard to do in this industry is to always be kind and work my butt off. And I feel like that is honestly the secret sauce that sometimes we're missing is the kindness piece, the
Mm,
humanity piece, just in life, right? Like
yeah.
I don't care how wildly successful anyone is. If you're a jerk in real life, then what difference does it make? So I think the kindness piece, being kind is un unteachable, but also like so undervalued sometimes.
Oh, I love
And
that. Kindness is unteachable.
kindness. Um, I don't want to, I guess I shouldn't say unteachable, but I feel like you either have a kind heart or you don't. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it's either
Yeah.
in you or it's not. Now we can go in phases of life where
Yeah.
we're less kind than
Yeah.
before. But sometimes when I'm just not vibing with someone, I'm like, oh, you're just not a kind person and you never have been, or whatever it may be. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think you can't fake kindness either, maybe it's
Mm.
what it is. And so I think if you can really come from a kind place, and maybe some people just haven't, they've like weathered so many storms that they maybe haven't received kindness in order to give it back. So I try to spread kindness as much as I can, especially to the people who aren't kind.
Hmm.
Um, because I'm like, maybe you just need a hug.
Right, right.
You
I
know?
I really appreciate that you are talking about kindness
Mhm.
and not niceness.
Yes. Yeah, because there is a difference. Like sometimes we
Totally.
have to be nice, but being kind is totally different. I think we can teach niceness. I think
Yeah.
kindness is harder to come by.
Yes.
Oh,
Oh, that's so good. It's like passion. You either have it or you don't.
I
Like,
mean, right? Like, yeah, I can't teach someone how to be a good person, but I can teach you how to do a balayage if you want, you know?
right, right.
So I don't.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Final question.
Okay, love it.
What is a question that I did not ask you that you wish I would have, and how would you have answered?
Oh, you asked so many good questions, Krystine, so I can't really um what my favorite coffee order is.
Oh man.
Why didn't we start with that? No, I'm
I
kidding.
felt it. I
I don't even have a good coffee order, so I don't even know why I'm asking this. But I'm a caffeine queen,
I love
and
it.
right now I'm stuck on the Dunkin' pineapple mango refresher with green tea. I'm trying to like lower. I was like a triple espresso girly, like just, doing it up. And I'm like, I'm not sleeping at night. So let me switch to green tea. Still not sleeping at night, but like it's worth a try?
Wow, that sounds
Yeah.
good.
But I
This
feel like all the other questions you really nailed. So we're just gonna make it fun.
I
You,
love this. Well, I was, and I was like, let me not. I was gonna ask you Starbucks or Dunkin', and you
well,
totally.
I'm generally a Starbucks girl, but then I was on a Starbucks refresher kick too for a long time. And then I like got introduced to the Dunkin' refresher with green tea, and I was like, am I now a Dunkin' girl? Like, this seems like a sin. You know what I mean? It's like iPhone or Android, like,
Yes,
but
yes,
just, it
I
is
love
cheaper.
it. It is cheaper
Saving me
by
a
a
little bit of
lot.
money, right? Yeah.
By a
So,
lot. All right. Well, you guys listening, watching this episode, absolutely go follow this queen, this babe with a sexy ass voice. I don't
thanks.
know. These people are cray cray. But yeah, thank you so much for being here. I
Thank you.
loved
I had
this.
so much fun, truly. This was so fun. You're
Yeah,
great. Thank you.
thanks. All right, you guys, until next time.
Bye.